Alright, we have a hi there, a very old school Masterbilt display freezer. And they're having a lot of temperature issues with it. So, couldn't figure out the why. It pulls down, they say it'll pull down no problem. And again, currently it's, I think, 2 below in there. It's nice and cool. But then they load it up and then they lose it. So I'm guessing that this compressor runs fine when they start it up and then it overheats and clocks out. I'm just going to give it a quick brush. It says we're 5 degrees positive right now, which I was just in there, so I buy that. I'm going to set it for 0 just because I want to see it satisfy. Okay, yeah, so we're set for 0. I want to see if it'll pull down to 0 and satisfy. And if so, then I know the thermostat is good. Again, this is very likely an issue of inefficiency. It's set for -6. I haven't put gauges or done anything, but I can see the fans are running. I can see we're not frozen up, but they just plugged it in today. But if it's set for -6 and never gets there, it's just run forever. Until, you know, that compressor is going to get so hot it may clock out on thermal, no telling. So there's a same exact situation over here on a big display freezer. Although these coils are cool. I don't know if you've ever seen them. They're like foot thick. Look at that. Look at that, baby. A lot of heat coming from under here. A lot of heat. So they may have a similar type problem. These coils don't get clogged up at from like out here, but then when you really look, it's all the way back in. So you get a pipe grinder. So there's a lot of heat in here. But it's also jammed all the way back against the wall. So the air it's pulling in doesn't have anywhere to go but right back out. My drain pan is dry and empty, which isn't so surprising when I look in here. So they've tried to silicone this up. So when it runs a defrost, it's just dripping out. I keep those in the van. Alright, I haven't hooked up gauges to it yet, but there's a sight glass right there. And clearly we're short on refrigerant as well, which isn't helping our costs. So we're at -2 right now. Our fan light is still on. Our TF light went off. But I can hear the compressor still running. So I'm so confused. Let's turn it to -5. See if we get this snowflake light that comes on. Got -5 set point. Okay. We're at -3. This is so old there ain't gonna be. We ain't gonna get this controller apart. This is old school. You have to rewire it. I don't know what that TF is. It's got the snowflake, not the melting, so I wouldn't assume it's a defrost. I'm unfamiliar with this controller. But, okay, there you go. I just set it for 0, it should shut down. So maybe there's an internal differential, which is weird. Also, I mean, we pulled down to -5, no problem. So I'm going to leave it at -5. Oh, this is so not hot. It's been running this whole time while I've been working on that unit over there, and the condensing unit is not hot like it was when I got here. I am very confident that's all that was. And now that I've seen the thermostat can stop, I'm curious why it didn't stop on its own yet. So we're gonna leave this kind of eating and seeing what happens. I want to talk about a headache. I don't know if we've talked about this. I don't, unless I need to pull a vacuum, I don't even bring gauges anymore. I mean, I don't bring them in. So when I hook up to this, I'm gonna hook up to this on the low side with my testo on it. And then I'll bring in a bottle with a ball valve and a hose to on the other, so I can just use my testos to record everything. Here with the side glass flashing. And like, there's my high side port. Like, where is my low side port? Against the concrete. There. So here's the thing. Hear it? Okay, so our pressures are a little low, but not really for a 4-degree box. Well, I would have expected that to be sub-zero, but we're running. My head pressure is not low at all, but my suction's a little low. And if I pulled the superheat, it would definitely be low. So, or it'd definitely be high. So we're gonna clear the side glass. I weighed the bottle outside. I would bet at this point, I feel like we've taken more than a pound already. We're at 4. Yeah, she's real short. We're gonna get it gassed up with the sniffer, see what we can find. Wait till you see the serial number on this unit. You'll be very proud of Masterbilt. And Copeland, really. It's Copeland's compressor that held up. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. Oof. Look at this baby. 2003. Good job, Copeland. Alright, so now I'm running 275 and 16, and we are tanking down below zero quick. So, there's side glass. Now she's running like she's supposed to. This unit probably also was likely never satisfying, and then eventually compressor dropping out. Okay, checking back in again. We're at -7. Our condenser is definitely running, and we're set for -5. Well, we're back to this. Let me see where it's gonna kill. Go with 5 degrees difference. So let's set it for -2. It hit -7 now, and it shut down. So let's see. It'd be weird if it was pre-programmed to overrun it by 5 degrees. So let's prove that's what's happening, and then this is no harm, no foul. We'll set this mug to 0 and see if it comes on at 0. Let's go through some stuff I don't always show. So dropped this evaporator. 1, unhook the hose. Okay, now this is hot, so this is working. Our drain line heater's working good. That's gonna have to come up out of that hose. Okay, which danger, Will Robinson, it has been stripped down. So we're gonna need a new drain line heater for sure. Probably zap you if it was energized. I have it turned off at the moment, so it's still very hot. Also, you can't just use any hose because it's going to melt it, but whatever. Take off the door frame heater connections. There's one on every door. Okay, there's the Phillips head that unscrews. And then I take the outer screws out, and then I'll drop this. This whole thing will pivot down. That has like an insert on the inside. I'll take it out and show you. We're going to have to pull this one out, scrape all this silicone. Actually, it's funny feeling it. It's very hot up here, and it's stone cold down here. This is severed, okay? And this, I think, given that this is hot, this has welded itself together that it's making contact up here. So, we're gonna need a new defrost heater. They put in a non-OEM defrost heater. I can tell you that because here's the OEM defrost heater. an actual part number, and they spliced in something else. Not LOL. I've reassembled this, put the new drain flange in. We still need the pan because that line is going to freeze over and it's going to drip out the back of the pan. But I did that and then started it up, and she started up and my compressor went and then stopped. My condenser was running, but my compressor was not. What the heck? So I just power cycled it. Let's start with that. See what happens here. Here I am singing the praises of a 2003 compressor. I can't be mad at it if it's tapped out. Can't be mad at it if it's tapped out for sure. But come on. Could be, since I actually just put it under a load it's not been on in a while. But the flip side is, I raised the head pressure a little bit, but I also fed it a lot more suction lines. So, just trying to give you the opportunity to hear it for yourself when she starts up, and hopefully just had a moment. If not, we'll open this up and check some start components. I did open it, and it's a rat's. Oh, fans, no compressor, man. Fans, no compressor. So, the compressor is very, very hot. Let's go ahead and try and cool it down. Alright, so the difference is I just dead stopped everything. So the head pressure that was in it, the fan stopped running when I just hit the switch. The compressor definitely doesn't seem to have liked that. So we're off on thermal. Let's go get a bag of ice, cool our head down. Really hope for this. 30 microfarad capacitor is just absolutely zeroed out, so it's open. This is a dual. This is a 30 and a 5, but I'm just going to use the 30 and hope that gets us restored. Replace the cap. Check my wiring. Everything is good. We are getting proper voltage. I'm still separated at my comment. I'm off on thermal still. So I'm going to get a glove, fill it with ice, throw it on the head of that compressor, see if we can't get it pulled down. Maybe we just overheated because my cap died. No doubt that cap is open. So, alright, so I unhooked the running common wires straight to the compressor. And we just closed. Alright, I'll reconnect it there. Ay, ay, ay. Started. Let me turn this on, get my gauges in place, and let's get a pressure reading while we're clean as that coil, good cleaning. We're not overcharged, but we're running 300 head pressure. Now I'll admit it's 83 degrees in here. It's very hot in this dining room, but still shouldn't be 300. Our fans are both working. We're rejecting a lot of air. Okay, so I messed up that last video. I have a 2.5 minute video of it dark in my pocket because I was recording and thought I wasn't and was when I wasn't. It's tough getting old. The little freezer, good to go. You're setting the cut in on that controller. So when I set it for 0, it rose to 0, cut in, pulled down to -5. So that one's good to go. The big freezer, we need a defrost heater, which I've ordered, thank you. I replaced the Schrader valve, which I do that, a low pressure Schrader, I will do while it runs. So if I turn it off, pressures are gonna elevate. On a unit like that, while it's running, you're running 12 PSI, 16 PSI. So I literally backed the Schrader out, put a new Schrader in, and good to go on that. I don't trust the compressor. That's just kind of point blank. It's a 2003 compressor. You know, now that I've properly charged it, it's got the proper load on it. The benefit is you're feeding it more refrigerant to keep it cool. The downside is we've elevated head pressures a little bit, which, you know, maybe more than it can take. So I've got like a $50 Amazon monitoring kit I like to use on cake freezers, because they'll load that freezer up and it'll be $500 or $600 worth of cakes and like cones and novelties and all that stuff, right? And so you show up, you say, hey, you're good to go, and they fill it up, and then they're calling you 2 days later going, you just cost me $600 worth of stuff. I'm like, So with cake freezers especially, with anything that I'm going to deem unreliable, like that compressor at this point, I want to put a monitor in it for a few days and watch it eat. But that'll work while we're waiting for the drain line heater anyway. I really believe the compressor clocked out because we know the run cap went bad. I wish I was recording it because the unit started properly, and then after the potential relay switched over to the run side of things, that's when it really started stuttering, sputtering, and it hammered out. So that lack of charge, the run cap may have just overheated it, and that's why we had to pull it down. It may stay online. I'm calling in pricing on that compressor just because I like to give owners options, and I'm gonna call him when I am done posting this. And that's that. So it's just, do I love that cake freezer? Do I think it's trustworthy? I tell them to watch it for a day or two. Put a cup of ice in it with a penny. You know what I'm talking about. Put a cup of water, put it in there, let it freeze. Sorry, a text came in and that interrupts things. So yeah, I put in a cup of ice. Oh, my seatbelt's yelling at me because we're moving now. Put a cup of water in the freezer, right, and let it freeze, and then throw a penny, throw a dime, whatever. If you're a big baller, throw a quarter, throw a penny on there, and then after 2 days, if you come in and that penny's not on the top, if it's sunk to the bottom, then you had a temperature problem while you were gone, because that's what can happen. So, is what it is. We're gonna head to the next one now.